Hi, my name is Dr. Lauren Finnerty. I'll be the instructor for you this semester in BIOL, Biology 1002, which is Anatomy Physiology 2 for Practical Nursing. Let's get to the Blackboard. So on Blackboard, you'll see that there's a welcome message. This is where all the announcements will be under announcements. It's just like you've had in every course up until this point. This course is an online course. We will be doing all of the work online. So that includes all of the lectures, the tutorials, the quizzes, the tests, and the final exam, all online. So the lecture material will be given to you in the form of YouTube links with narrated PowerPoints. It's going to be screencasts of the narrated PowerPoints. I'm going to try and break up the information into small, maybe 15 to 20 minute YouTubes with each subtopic for the week. There's supposed to be 3 hours a week. It will probably not add up to all of that, but some weeks there will have more than others. It's just the way that the course works out, the same way as if it was live in class. Now, additionally, each week there will be a Webex session, and they will be held Tuesdays at 1 p.m. So to reach them, you log into the Webex app. You'll have to download the Webex app. And my room is Lauren.Finnerty, my first and last name, which is the same as my email, the first part of my email address. So the tests and the exam, the 3 tests and the exam, will also be held on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. The 3 tests will be an hour long, the final exam. The day is to be announced. As far as I know, it's going to be Tuesday at 1. However, that remains to be seen. I haven't heard from the Associate Dean about the exam schedule. This course is 12 weeks long, as we'll see when we go through the syllabus. So here is faculty information. This is how you reach me. A little bit of background about myself. I've been teaching anatomy physiology 3 semesters a year since the year 2000. So that's 20 years. So we're coming up to 60 semesters of AMP. I'm a doctor of chiropractic. I run a full-time practice here in Barrie. I do consulting work for various colleges. I consult on board exams for denturists, the College of Denturists, the College of Chiropractic, the College of Massage Therapy, things like that. I've taught in massage therapy, Bachelor of Science Nursing. I've taught in practical nursing in the past. I teach in the UOIT nursing bridge to go from practical nursing to Bachelor of Science Nursing, dental hygiene, aesthetics, pre-health science program. I went to McMaster many years ago. I have a couple of degrees, one in biology and one in psychology. I went to the University of Waterloo for organic chemistry. I went to Canadian Memorial Chiropractic College in Toronto for my Doctor of Chiropractic, and I have not quite finished a master's in education in adult education from Central Michigan University. Who knows whether I'll finish that or not, but nevertheless, I'm still, it's on hiatus, but I'm still currently enrolled. Not that that really matters. So under course information, this button here, we get to, at this point, the only thing that's here is the syllabus and the course outline. So the course outline is this document here. It is it's the contract between you and the college. This is what the course is about. It's you'll see that it's summer 2020, anatomy, physiology, advanced concepts, that we have the course number is 1002, 42 hours. It's really a systems anatomy and physiology course. So we will look at circulatory, lymphatic, respiratory, urinary, reproductive systems. So we've broken it up into cardiovascular, which is blood, heart, circulation, lymphatic and immunity, respiratory, digestive and metabolism, urinary, and then related to urinary is fluid, electrolyte, and acid base, and male and female reproductive systems. And then some genetics. More importantly is really the syllabus. So I'll go through the syllabus with you. 42 hours, it's practical nursing, BIOL 10002. This is how to get a hold of me. This is my email address, lauren.finnerty@georgiancollege.ca. I'm going to strongly suggest that when you want to contact me via email, that you do so to this email address. If you choose to reply to an email that I've sent out that comes from the course, from Blackboard, your reply will return to Blackboard and not necessarily to me. It will return to me as if it's coming from Blackboard. It will be mixed up with every other email that it comes from Blackboard, and your email may get missed. So I strongly suggest that when you want to contact me, you use my proper email address. And I will also strongly suggest that you use your college email address to address anything that's college related. Personal email addresses are really frowned upon for this kind of an exchange. Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing. In weeks 1 and 2 is cardiovascular. That's chapters 18, 19, and 20 out of your McKinley book. It's the same book as last semester. At the end of week 2, or for a week, you will have online quiz 1. So it will become available after the Tuesday session, and it will be available until Monday, the following Monday at 11:59 p.m. So quiz 1 will be on cardiovascular. Quiz 2 will be on lymphatic and immunity, which is in week 3. That's chapters 21 and 22. In week 4, the videos to watch will be on the respiratory system. But on that Tuesday, we will be having term test 1. Right now, it looks like it will be on cardiovascular, lymphatic, and immunity, the same things that are that quizzes 1 and 2 will cover. Quiz 2 will actually be available until the night before term test 1. Term test 1 will be done online via Blackboard. It will only be available for the hour starting at 1 o'clock on the Tuesday. Week 5 is digestive system. Week 6 is metabolism. So online quiz 3 will actually be on respiratory, digestive, and metabolism. It will be available until the night before term test 2, which will be on respiratory, digestive, and metabolism, chapters 23, 26, and 27. Week 7, urinary system, will be what's covered. And then week 8, fluid, electrolyte, acid, base. Quiz 4 will be on urinary, fluid, electrolyte, and acid, base. They are very closely related, chapters 24 and 25. Week 9 and is on reproductive system, male and female, chapter 28. Then some basic genetics in chapter 29. Quiz 5 will be on reproductive system and genetics, again, related topics. And it will be available until the night before term test 3, which will be on everything since term test 2, urinary, fluid, electrolyte, acid, base, reproductive, and genetics. Term test 3 will be in week 11, in which there will be no new material, so that everything will have been tested. It will represent approximately a third of the comprehensive final exam, so therefore it will be about a third of your studying already pre-done. In week 12, we will have the comprehensive final exam on everything in the term. Now, there might be unforeseen circumstances, which in this era of COVID, we are all kind of winging it. But tentatively, this is our schedule. So this is basically a reiteration of everything that's in the course outline. These are some of the learning outcomes: to use appropriate terminology, describe the anatomy of it, some physiology, basic chemical concepts and principles, more anatomy, structure and function, interrelationships, homeostasis, etc. I've already gone through all of the topics. Your book is McKinley, a McGraw-Hill book. It's the same book as you used in AMP1. This suggested book, a medical terminology, that's up to you. It's so that we use the correct terminology. I mean, Google will probably be as good a resource. Here's the deal about plagiarism and cheating. Don't. It's academic integrity is really a core value at Georgian. More important than just straight academic integrity and how you view yourself and your own self-esteem, having a good, strong foundation in anatomy and physiology is extremely important to understanding pathology. Understanding pathology is extremely important to understanding the logic behind assessments and treatments and so many other things. So really having a very strong foundation in anatomy physiology, it's the basis of everything in healthcare. And as a practicing clinician of 35 years, I will attest that understanding anatomy and physiology has made me a strong clinician. Without academic integrity, it's almost impossible to have that strong foundation. So if you were to engage in activities that are counter to academic integrity, you're really just cheating yourself, and you're actually creating more work in the future. So it's an honor system, and I expect that as an honor system, you will be honorable. And that's really all I'm going to say about that. When we are having our online synchronous Webex meetings, I'm expecting it to be a positive learning environment. I don't want you to be harassing other people. Like, all questions are relevant, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to be respectful of your fellow students and of me when we're having these meetings. This just has to be said. I don't really freaking expect anything different. In 60 semesters, I've never encountered anything that runs counter to this. It's whatever. Who cares about Arrowware? We're not going to be meeting in person. The delivery is all going to be synchronous and asynchronous online delivery, evaluation. The course outline says 70% assigned to tests and quizzes and 30% assigned to the comprehensive final. That's what we've done. You've got to do it on time. I'm giving you a week for each quiz. I expect that you will do it within that 6 days and 18 hours or whatever it is. I'm not inclined to open it up because people forgot, sort of thing. We're going to stick to the student manual about such things. The tests and the exams are written at the time that they are supposed to be written. Now, if you have accommodations, please let me know in advance, and any extra time that your accommodations require will be allotted to the quizzes and the tests and the exam. But I need to know that in advance. In this course, there are no rewrites or supplemental tests. The tests are going to be primarily multiple choice. There might be some true false, might be some matching, there might be some clinical scenarios at my discretion. You are going to be the first group to write your board exams under the new online methodology. So in a big way, this has been discussed. We are going to try and make it so that you are used to the presentation, to the types of questions. The types of questions are going to, for the board exam, are going to be multiple choice with maybe some multiple choice, so that A, C, and D are correct, sort of thing. And so one of the options will be A, C, and D. I will try and make about 10% of the questions match that. Expect that primarily you're going to see multiple choice questions. The tests are also going to be rolled out as one question at a time with no backtracking. Again, that's because your board exams are going to be in that format. And part of this is to emulate that and help you train and cope with that method. So there are 3 tests, as we saw. Each were 20% for a total of 60%. There are 5 quizzes, each were 2% for 10, and the comprehensive final exam 30% for a total of 100%. I apologize. I have decided on this course to actually make the quizzes available, all 5 quizzes available until July 24th at 11:59. So that's the Friday of week 10 at 11:59. My suggestion is that you be doing those courses or those quizzes at the appropriate time to help you study for those things, for the various tests. But if you choose to leave it till the end, you're free to do that. I apologize, earlier in this video I said 1 week. That's what I'm doing in other courses that I'm teaching. But for you guys, I've decided the 24th of July. That's week 10. That's not the Friday of week 11. It's the Friday of week 10. Week 11 will be given over to review and study for the exam in week 12. So the 3 term tests are going to be on June 9th, June 30th, and July 28th. And they'll each be an hour in duration. The comprehensive final exam will be 100 multiple choice questions. The date and time are up for discussion. We haven't been informed whether all the sections will be writing it at the same time. I have a feeling that that's what's going to happen, so we will know later in the semester. Don't leave things till the night before. There's going to be a fair amount of video to watch. If you choose to watch it all, the weekend before week 4, the test on Tuesday, that's up to you. It's not a good strategy, however, because you will become overwhelmed with the amount of information. Stay current with it and you will be better. Please let me know if you have accommodations early, and I will try and I will make those accommodations available. I really emphasize that you understand this material and you will be tested for your understanding of the material. It is not memorization, it's not factoid regurgitation that I'm looking for. I'm looking to see that you understand how these things work together. How circulation, for instance, at capillary exchange, all the fluid doesn't go back to the blood, so some of it is, by the mechanism of capillary exchange, is left over, and where does that go? Why, that's what the lymphatics are for, etc. I want to see this put together as a puzzle, and that you understand the interrelationship of these processes. This syllabus addendum is something you've seen ever since you started at the college. We don't have to worry about evacuation and lockdown because we're not going to be meeting. The campus will also not be closed because, again, it's all online. This next few pages, I've actually broken out the learning objectives for each one of the systems. So the Unit 1 is the cardiovascular system, which is subdivided into blood, heart, and circulation. So for blood, you'd be able to describe the formed and non-formed elements, describe what happens, where the blood cells come from, where they go, etc. In each one of these things, this bench to practice clinical applications, I am not going to be formally doing this. This is kind of a lead up, and it's for context as to how this fits in with pathology, which will be courses that you take in the future. But this is really a contextual thing. It's not going to be tested, and it's not going to be part of the learning outcomes. This is all to foreshadow what's to come. I have taught your pathology courses in the past, and I may do so again in the future. This is where we want to see the link. Now, every one of these outcomes has the same thing, this bench to practice clinical applications, etc. So I'm not going to go through all of these. You can read it yourself. But I've broken it all out for the learning outcomes and the key measurable outcomes. Bench to practice is, again, contextual. Okay, back to this. Under weekly learning, so weeks 1 and 2, which is cardiovascular system, you click on it, unit 1, and I've reprinted or reposted the exact same thing that's in the syllabus for the appropriate things. Under weekly content, there will be a list of the PowerPoints, and following the list of the PowerPoints will be links to my YouTube channel with the appropriate videos to watch. For instance, the terminology PowerPoint here, which is just a review, is narrated here under this YouTube link. I have yet to record the blood, heart, circulation ones. They will be here shortly. As a matter of fact, it's the next thing on my list of things to do. And you will see that every week, so week 3 has the exact same thing, lymphatics and immunity, and then the PowerPoints, and there will be links to a YouTube video. Quizzes, tests, and exam are found under the quizzes thing. So there's the quizzes. They will be available as a timed release. Again, you have till Friday of week 10 for all the 5 quizzes. The term tests will be done as scheduled and the final exam to be announced. There is a button to go to Webex. I would give that a try and make sure that you troubleshoot that before Tuesday the 19th, which is going to be our first meeting. Discussion board is here. It's up to you. I will look at it occasionally. There was no assignments on it. I will be very loosely monitoring it. I would rather be doing it during the Webex meetings. If you have questions, save them for the Webex meetings. This is entirely voluntary, and I have found in the past that when it's entirely voluntary, it is studiously ignored by most students. So with that, I'm going to sign off this video and say that I'm looking forward to meeting you guys online, and I trust we are going to have a very good semester and have a good, thorough working knowledge of anatomy and physiology moving forward. Thank you.